everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am David Culler, filling in for the great Gary Vaynerchuk. I'd like to introduce to you my co-host today. This is Montecore, not to be confused with the other great Tiger Montecore. This guy's much, much better. Okay, let's get right into the tasting. Today we are going to taste yet another famous celebrity winemaker's wine. We tasted the great Coppola wines and the Greg Norman wines of Australia. We've got another celebrity winemaker dabbling into the wine business. Not going to say who it is, but you may be able to figure it out. This is the JT Vineyards Sexy Back 2006 Sangiovese. Get a nice look at his label there. And we're going to sample this one out and see what we think, okay? Let's give it a pour and see what we got going on here. All right. First of all, let's notice we've got a nice color. Sangioveses are not known for being deep red like your Zinfandels and Syrahs. Let's get a nice look at that color there. Pretty good. And let's give it a sniff, see what we got going on here. A little bit of real earthy, a little bit of asparagus, some eucalyptus in there. A little bit of grass and leaves, some dirt. Just a hint of sweaty t-shirt and some sweat socks, just a little hint. Let's give this bad boy a taste and see what's going on at JT Vineyards. You know, if the New York Jets do win the Super Bowl, I probably still will buy them. I think I will. Yeah, I don't know if words can quite describe what I'm tasting in here. Definitely some earthiness down to the moldy part of the earth, underneath all the leaves and the twigs and kind of a rainforest. You get that mold that kind of and the spores that kind of grow underneath the twigs and the leaves. Tasted a little bit of that in there. Definitely, you know, if you could take a chorus line of maybe 12 or 13 chorus line singers, and then they all finish with like a 2 or 3 hour show, and none of them get a chance to take a shower before they go to bed, and then they all wake up the next morning in the same dormitory. What that dormitory smells like in the morning, if you could put that into a flavor, that's definitely what I'm getting in here. Let's time for a second opinion. Montecore, he's very discerning, so we're going to see what we got going on in here. Ready? Let's give it a shot here. You know, Dave, definitely, I think it smells a little bit like poop. You know, I was gonna say that, but I'm glad you said it first. So JT, pass with 3 Z's, P-A-Z-Z-Z. Good singer, decent dancer, but I don't think you've got a career in the winemaking business, JT. So that's all we have for today, Wine Library TV. Remember, a little bit of Gary mixed with a little bit of you, and we'll all go change the world together. Go Jets, see you later.
Hello everybody, welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. A wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Lots of things going on. Where do I start? Dave C., thanks for the awesome intro. That was wonderful. Today's show is brought to you by Joe Mars. Joe sent me an email and he asked me to show what the big range and score differences between the Wine Enthusiast and the Wine Spectator. So we have 4 Cabernets from California, Cabernet-based wines from California, that have massive discrepancies in the scores from the Wine Spectator and the Wine Enthusiast. What else? L-A-R-S. Lars. That's right, Lars. Thank you so much, because I am giving you all the credit for the Jets' victory. Because of all your smack talk, I think you gave us the competitive edge, you know, the jinx factor that you put on your team. I really appreciate it. And now what I'm looking for is somebody to do the same thing for the dirty, dirty fish. We play them on Christmas night. I need a fish fan. Send me in a video. I need the luck because we're 2 games away. And I think we're going to get it because I think the Bengals are going to lose tonight, and I think the Jags are going to stumble next week against the Patriots. I'm a huge Pats fan next week. Go figure. The world is strange. But that's what's going on. So football is doing me a nice feeling in my tummy, and I'm just really excited. It's going to get me through this entire week. That was a huge victory. What else? Huge dig effect. If you don't know what the dig effect is, go to Yahoo and check it out, or Google, look it up. It's we felt it on Saturday. I want to thank everybody who dug our show last Friday, and we had over 5,000 people come in 1 hour and check out WLTV. So that was really cool. Obviously, it was pretty wild watching that all come in. What else? Today is the last day. We extended it 1 day, or it was ending today. I'm not sure. Today is the last day for a free delivery on the Vaynerchuk T-shirt. So if you don't have it and you want to get free shipping, type it in. Vaynerchuk is the code. Medium is sold out. I'm sorry. About 10 of you have already emailed us. We're trying to reorder them. It's one of those things. Other than that, God, there's so much on my mind today. I know. Before we get into wines, because I really want to get focused on them. We have a contest. That's right. We are going to give you a big swag pack for the winner. That's right. We're going to give you all sorts of bags and T-shirts and different things, and we're going to give it all to you. And here is the contest. The Oak Monster has really made a huge impact. I've got about 25, 30 emails about the Oak Monster this weekend. And so I thought it'd be really fun. You can get your kids involved. You can get your friends, your artists. Here's what we're looking for. We're going to have the Oak Monster contest. We don't know what the Oak Monster really looks like, but we're going to have you help us decide. So we're looking for drawings, paintings, animations, whatever you're good at. Submit them by this Friday. We will put up a huge collage on Friday's beginning of the show about all the different entries we get for the Oak Monster. Please don't make me look bad like I only have one friend. Everybody step up and send in your Oak Monster. Be good to see what the creative talent is of all the Vaynerchuks out there. I think that's it. Eric, you think that's it? I think that's it. Let's taste some wine. Okay. What we're doing is a very, very, very fun episode. I've been dying to do this. Ratings. They are always of a buzz. People are always critiquing the way I score. People are always wondering why different people score different ways. Brian from South Carolina emailed me this weekend saying, why would I spend $80 or $40 or $60 on a wine scored 91 when a wine scored 91 at $12? Why would I ever buy the more expensive one? Mainly, Brian, to answer your question, is because we all have different tastes. And maybe the 91s that they gave you don't like. And more importantly, exploring different flavors. We can go on and on about what we do. But I've jabbered so much that I've gotten thirsty. And so we're going to get into the wine. 2003 Vinecliff Cabernet. This is from the Napa Valley. This is a $36 bottle of Cabernet. And what's really, really interesting about this is the discrepancy is ginormous. And I'm not saying giants because I know what happened yesterday and I'm sorry. Anyway, ginormous. 93 points wine. Why would I do that? 93 points wine enthusiast. And I hope you're ready for this. 67 points wine spectator. So now that is pretty damn out there. So I'm going to try to settle the score, at least 3 opinions. We'll see what's happening. I brought out the big glass today. It's got nice color. I'm pretty impressed with the color from the Vinecliff. I mean, we are talking about a 26-point swing. So let's see what's going on here. Nice color. I'm getting a black licorice chocolate-covered strawberry nose. Not bad at all in the nose whatsoever. Actually, I kind of like it. Very dry, very concentrated, extracted black fruit, which is quite nice. Little hints of licorice, obvious little bit of a white pepper on the flavor profile. Actually, a little hot. Definitely some alcohol content coming through on that. What do we got here? 14.2. But considering this is an 03, that's what you really expect. Good lusciousness, nice smooth finish. Spectator, I definitely disagree with. I'm going to go 90 points on this wine. I like this wine. It's it's well made, it's complex, it's got good richness. A lot of people would like this Cabernet. As a matter of fact, it reminds me quite a bit of Stag's Leap Wine Cellars. It's got some reminiscence of the way cake bread Cabernet tastes. This would be a very popular style in my opinion. I could see a lot of people really liking this wine if they can get over the alcohol, which is not even that bad. So I'm going to go towards the Enthusiast on this one. I'm not quite as enthusiastic about it, but I definitely believe this is a solid 90 pointer. Yeah, let's move on. We got the Mount Eden here. Give you that in a minute. Just going to give a little whirl. Oh man, it's amazing how one's mindset can be better after a nice victory on football. Mount Eden 2002 Estate Cabernet, 30 US bones and 93 points. Wine Enthusiast, 76 points. Wine Spectator. This is fun. I mean, these are ridiculously far apart scores. $17-point swing on this one. Again, $30. Mount Eden makes some great Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays. If you've never checked them out, you definitely need to seek them out. Not fond of this nose at all. The color's great. Really, really black. Nice dark color. Dark red. Really great. But the nose is pretty austere. Smells like the woods after a nice rainstorm, but not the woods with the greens, the woods in the fall when there's really no leaves out there. It's just woody and moist and mossy, insects and rattlesnakes and bear and moose. But just really an earthy nose, but not attractive, not thought-provoking, just kind of austere and all over the place. It didn't take long. The Wine Enthusiast, I believe, is wrong on this one. I find this wine completely disjointed, all over the place. I really don't like this wine that much at all. You may, because we all have different palates. And remember, there's a lot of new Vayniacs, a lot of new people watching. So just want to echo something, you got to trust your palate. You got to try different things. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the different critics. Trust yourself. Different pairings with different foods. Lots of things going on with wine, but just explore. Anyway, back to the main focus at hand. This Mount Eden, I've got to tell you, is definitely disjointed. The flavors are all over the place. I'm really getting like rotten green pepper flavors, and I'm not liking this wine at all. The finish tastes like crap. I mean, this is not a good wine. I'm gonna go really in the direction of 82 points. 76 is lower than I would give it, but I have no clue where the Wine Enthusiast found 93 points for this wine. And I love Mount Eden. I just want you to preface that some of the best Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays I've ever had from California have been from Mount Eden. Okay, this one I'm really excited about doing for you. This wine I've had before. The other three I haven't. All these wines have been opened for over 3 hours, so they've all had plenty of breathing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to taste a very interesting wine, the Robert Young Scion 2002, and what I'm going to do is tell you this: 95 points Wine Enthusiast, 87 points Wine Spectator, $50. Only an 8-point swing, but dramatic in the fact that one's a 95 and one's an 87. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read you the tasting notes from the two wine critics. Wine Enthusiast. The Youngs produce a stunning Cabernet from their vineyard on the eastern benchlands of the valley. The Cab is a polar opposite of Napa and defines the alternate possibilities. Soft, intricate, and herbal, earthy. It has a beautiful black cherry, cocoa, tobacco, and new oak flavors, and is thoroughly dry. Drink now through 2015, 77% Cabernet, 11 Cab Franc, and 12% Merlot. 95 points. Now, Wine Spectator. Mocha and vanilla bean aromas from the oak dominate the nose and palate. Yet underneath there's a tidy core of spicy currant and blackberry fruit that's rich and balanced. Finishes with a fine-grained tannins. Drink now through 2011. I hope that taught you something. If nothing else, they virtually shared in only one or two characteristics in this wine. These are both highly respectable, well-known Wine Spectator, Wine Enthusiast magazines, and you could see two different people tasted two totally different things. Here comes person number 3. Let's see what's going on here. Again, amazing color. This one's a little bit more on the red side than the black and purple, which is good since it's red grapes. Obviously, they agreed on the oak, and I agree as well. There's a heavy dose of oak, maybe a little oak monster in there. I'm getting really obvious Twizzlers, red licorice coming through for me. I'm also getting a very nice balance of black currant and black raspberry. So that's exciting for me personally. I like it. It's a very elegant nose. It kind of smells like a raspberry torte dessert when you go to a party like a bar mitzvah or a sweet 16. Where there's a lot of cakes and different things out there. If you smell this, it really smells like a black raspberry dessert. It's got, because the oak is giving it kind of that milky aspect, that you get maybe in a raspberry cheesecake. That's actually what I really smell. Nice. This is a very elegant wine. I like this a lot, actually. As a matter of fact, this is really a dead ringer, in my opinion, to some of the wines that people go absolutely berserko for, like a Joseph Phelps Insignia, like an Opus 1, even though I don't even think I think this is much better than an Opus 1. But what the polish is, what on the finish is so remarkable, and the excitement, just that overall excitement you get in the mid-palate where you're getting that beautiful flavor and your mouth is saying, thank you for being my friend today and giving me this. And you know what? That's what my palate's saying right now, amongst saying to me, what the hell were you doing last Friday? But really the reality is that this is a polished fruit bomb that's not too over the top, very silky, reminds me of a lot of characteristics about Bordeaux, but it's got a little bit more oak, and more importantly, it's got a little bit more finesse and just a lot of chunks of flavor all over the place. Still feeling the raspberry and dark cherry flavors right now in the finish. Still obvious on my palate, and to me, this is a massive home run for 95% of the wine drinkers out there. I'm going to score this wine 94 points. I'm completely in line with the Wine Enthusiast on this. I believe the Spectator wrote great notes. If you listen to what I said, I mean, the notes sound great. I don't know, then they give it an 87, which is, fine. That's their prerogative. I don't think that's anywhere close to this wine. I think this is an absolute home run, and I think you should seek it out because I think there's a lot of people out there that would love this wine. I like this wine a lot. And you're getting great coffee bean on the back of your palate as well. Look for that if you ever taste this wine. All right, let's move on. This is a good episode. This really, there's so many rules to break in the wine world, and that's what we're trying to do on WLTV. Most importantly, we need to empower ourselves. Look how awesome this bottle is. This is the Ehlers 1886 2003 Estate Cabernet, 66 US dollars, 87 points. Wine Spectator, 94 points, Wine Enthusiast, 14.7 alcohol. Now you've noticed that all the wines were scored higher by the Wine Enthusiast than the Wine Spectator. That's because Joe made this show, not me. That's what he picked. That's what he found. I'm sure we could have found plenty the other way. But that's the way it is, and that's what we're doing. Again, $66. Now, let's be honest. You could probably convince 27% of Americans to buy this wine just on this bottle. Look how cool this is. It's totally different. It's got the emblem. It's etched. It's got this wild thing up here. I mean, this is a work of art. Speaking of art, submit those Oak Monster arts ASAP. All right, here we go. Nice color. Pretty darn dark. I'm feeling it. A lot going on in the nose. Very concentrated. Makes me think of like black coal. I don't know, just like really like dark. Getting a little bit of pomegranate on the nose, which is quite nice. I wish I would have had one of those on Friday. Obvious cherry, a little bit like a little hint of asparagus, but not much. Very subtle. All these flavors are very subtle. I know a lot of you are sitting at home right now doing this. Smells like red wine to me, honey. I mean, the flavors are subtle. You have to really go out and seek them. But they're there. If you're a New World drinker, this wine kicks serious head. I mean, how do I say this? This wine is cool beans. This wine is so massive. Wow, I am shocked at this wine. This is pure fruit, pure concentrate. It's like going out in the fields, grabbing the berries. Let's call them blackberries for today's purposes, since this has a lot of blackberry in it. Grab all the berries, and then with your hands, grab them and squeeze them into a bucket, and then take that bucket and drown it. Just drink it. That concentration, that's what this wine has. It is loaded. And you can get loaded on this wine if you drink a half a bottle. This has a lot going on. Lots of Asian spice, white pepper, a little bit of clove, but it doesn't, numb your mouth. Very dark fruit. I'm blown away by this effort. As a matter of fact, 94 points Enthusiast. I'm going to give it 95 points. I'm in love with this wine. Spectator missed it again on this. It's really interesting because these wines are both awesome. And this wine is really only for New World folk. This wine is much more for everybody else. I mean, this wine is going to make everybody happy. But there's definitely a crew. If a guy walked in and said, "Give me the biggest Shiraz you got, kiddo," I get a lot of that. I would give him this wine and say, stick off the Shiraz for a minute. You've got to try this wine. So concentrated. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to send a bottle to the Jets because they could probably put it under their eyes this week as like the war paint, for the big game against the dirty, dirty fish. I love this wine. Give it 95 points. Definitely seek this out. I know that this is a very heavy restaurant wine. Make sure you don't get confused. You have to ask for the 1886. You need to seek this out for experience only. It's expensive. It's 66 bones, but boy, is that... There's a lot of people that are going to like this kind of wine. Again, super over the top. Old world people are going to hate me for it. Question of the day. When are you going to send in your Wine Library TV intro video? I want every single person to answer. I put in the time and the work. You need to too. It's a two-way street here. Help me out a little bit. You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, aren't we?